You are now listening to the Role Players Podcast.
Welcome to the Role Players Podcast, where we give you your weekly or your sports for the week in a quick dose, our style. We're not the big networks, but we give you that big network feel, also mixed along with the barbershop and the cooler. So I guess nothing's cooler than the cooler talk that we're going to do tonight. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and home of the Role Players, Spreaker. We're pretty much on all streaming platforms that you can find podcasts on. It is a big week, and none other than a big week of fireworks. That's right, it is the nation's holiday. I won't get too deep into that, but it's a holiday coming up, y'all, and I hope you stay safe. It's a lot of big boomers that happened this week. A lot of fireworks this week, guys. But before we get into the fireworks, we got to pay our respects in the sporting world for a few losses that we had. We lost Jared Lorenzen. Many of you may not remember him, but he was the quarterback for Kentucky back in the early 2000s. The big fella, he was a big quarterback, but the big fella, we lost him today at the age of 38. He had heart and kidney problems, so I hate to hear about that. And then Tyler Skaggs, man, for the Angels. What a, it's just a lot process, man.
What exactly happened with him?
It's unknown right now. And ladies and gentlemen, don't let me be a rude host. I am your host, Byron, along with Mr. Friday Night Fowler and Mr. Philosophical J.
What's happening, everybody?
Those are the golden pipes. The golden pipes we like to hit. But, it's unknown what happened to Skaggs, man. I'm pretty sure some details will come out soon. But they say they didn't suspect foul play. They didn't suspect suicide or anything like that. So it's really unfortunate, man. I hate that we got to start it off that way, but to bring us back up in spirits, we have some women out there that's really showcasing some girl power in the sporting world this week. Megan Rapinoe, she is tearing it up for the USA. The women's soccer team is on their way to potentially earning another World Cup victory. That'll happen on Sunday. I really can't wait, fellas. I'm probably gonna tune in. I love sports too much. And then little Miss Corey Coco Goff, she beat Venus, and she's bad. The girl has potential. I think she's 15?
15 years old.
15 years old. It's bizarre, now that I'm older, looking at a youngster out on the court, man. But that's the tennis court. We want to go to the court of all courts and go to the NBA because free agency is bananas. A lot has happened. Jimmy Butler didn't go to Houston, or he didn't stay with Philadelphia. He went to Miami. Kawhi is still out there floating around in oblivion in space somewhere. LeBron is still crossing his fingers because he has AD, and he's just waiting. We also had Kemba go ahead up to Boston, to Beantown. And in a lesser-known move, we had Hassan Whiteside join up with Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum to create that triangle that they've been missing. That he's completing them. But fellas, I don't want to spill all the beans on all the free agency talk, man. Let's just talk about this, man. Let's talk about it because a lot happened. A lot happened in a short amount of time too. Let's bring light to that because we got JJ Redick joining the New Orleans Blue Devils.
Right.
It's a lot of Blue Devils on that team. That's crazy.
Who? JJ Redick, Zion Williamson, who else?
Zion Williamson, JJ Redick, Okafor. It's quite a few. Was Austin Rivers on that team?
No, Austin Rivers signed with the
he signed back to the Rockets.
Okay, he went back to the Rockets. But
so you have Jahlil Okafor, Zion Williamson, who
JJ
Redick.
It's quite a bit, but
they were entertaining some other Duke players as well.
Guys, a lot is going on, man. For once in the NBA, it's kind of evening back out. Now the East, granted, if Kawhi leaves, it won't have a contender in my eyes, but it does have some contending teams, if that makes a little bit of sense.
Gotcha.
But man, you have Portland in the mix. Utah even made some moves, man. You got the Lakers in the mix. You still got the Warriors in the mix. They picked up DeAngelo Russell. And everyone's wondering, man, do y'all really think they're going to hold on to DeAngelo Russell? Is this a temporary move? Is this a move for them to get more? Because I'm going to tell you, this was really one of the smartest moves.
You really agree with that?
I agree with it from the standpoint of it was a smart move because you don't just let a guy like KD walk. Come on. Let's be real. You don't just let a guy like KD walk. They got something in return that they might can flip for other players.
Well, how about just my thing on it? You could have used that money that they gave to DeAngelo to bring in some other pieces.
They couldn't. They were over the cap. The only way they was going to bring in something was by trade. That was the only way.
So even if they didn't give DeAngelo Russell that $117 million, they were still over the cap.
Yeah, they're paying the luxury tax because once you go over the cap, you can pay the luxury tax for the players that you already possess. But the only way to possess the money, basically, DeAngelo Russell has the money that KD would have gotten. So it's almost like they possess the money already. They possess the player.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So they didn't lose KD for nothing because had they let KD just, I can't say he could skip to Brooklyn because he has a torn Achilles.
It was actually a sign and trade.
Yeah, it's a sign and trade.
But the big thing is, when the trade was announced, Steph Curry was actually a little upset. He was actually a little upset about the trade. So he was upset about not going after KD harder. So the big thing is, we all know that Steph Curry cannot continue to play at this level. So between Steph Curry and Draymond Green, because they obviously committed to Klay Thompson.
He can't continue to play
at the level he's playing at and being injured.
What are you talking about?
Being injured at certain times. So where I'm hitting at is they are open and fielding trade talks for Steph Curry because they feel like he is the biggest asset to bring back talent right now. Now,
where are you getting your
in saying that, they committed. You don't think they committed more to Klay Thompson out of the three that's left on the team?
I think they committed to Steph Curry a long time ago, and I think they're committed to Klay Thompson.
They're committed to Klay Thompson. So the big domino effect is continue to make Steph Curry happy and find out what they're going to do with Draymond. If they sign Draymond to a big to long-term deal,
I don't think they will.
Then obviously,
right,
between Russell and
he's expendable.
Draymond gone after next year.
He's a free agent.
He's expendable.
He gone.
Sign and trade.
It could be a sign and trade, or it could be a straight loss.
I think it's a straight loss.
Because the sources that I got that Steph Curry wasn't happy came from Steph Curry. He was upset because he was on a plane.
Yeah, coming from China,
and they were supposed to negotiate the deal with Steph Curry. So one of the rumors came out was from a San Francisco beat writer who said Steph has told them he's open to being traded.
I don't believe that one bit.
But I think that Steph was more so in his feelings because you did bring in another point guard to the team. So it will be a crowded backcourt when Klay does return.
This is how I look at it. And I don't see, if he was in his feelings, he shouldn't be. Because you got DeAngelo at the point, move Steph to the 2. Because that's really what Steph is a 2. And he doesn't have to have the responsibility of running the team. Just go out there and do what you do.
So you say put Steph at 2.
Yeah.
No.
What?
You put DeAngelo Russell.
Put DeAngelo in.
He's irresponsible with the ball. But
that's
Ain't Steph irresponsible with the ball?
no, D'Lo is irresponsible.
So as of right now, he's going to be a 2 guard because Klay Thompson is not back yet. So he'll be a 2 guard
When Klay comes back, Klay? Okay, you gonna have Klay at the 3,
right? And this is the modern day NBA. You really don't have guys that have positions. You have a tall guy and then guys that can shoot.
Right.
That's what we're doing now. It's
Right.
NBA streets.
That's right.
So they have that on the team because they signed Cauley Stein. They have a big guy. They brought Looney back.
Mm-hmm.
They have D'Lo.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole thing about Steph wanting to be traded, that's bonkers.
Steph said he's open to being
I don't even believe
traded.
Steph said that.
He said he's open to being traded. So
On what, 2K?
no, not on 2K, man.
Come
He's
on.
open. When you say you're open to being traded, that means that you're basically open to moving on to somewhere else. And I could see we've all discussed that somebody from Golden State is going to be willing to move on, other than KD.
And it's gonna be Draymond.
It's gonna be Draymond because
they're in on the Splash Brothers.
the Splash
Brothers are not going anywhere.
But okay,
for
this
the
is my
foreseeable
thing.
future.
If they was in on the Splash Brothers, why did they go after DeAngelo Russell? So this is my thing. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Why did they go after Russell?
Because who else is going to play with Steph this season coming up? They don't have another scorer.
But Russell, that was a big time investment.
How else? That is not a big time investment because that's nothing but the money that they were going to put into Kevin Durant. You don't let Kevin Durant walk for nothing.
But Kevin Durant is a way better player. So you mean to tell me?
Yeah, come on.
You mean to tell me that Russell is worth 117? You really think he's worth 117?
He was going to get that on the open market.
That's the open market. We talking about Golden State now. We're not
talking about Golden State. We're talking about what Golden State could get in return for Kevin Durant.
So who else was free agents? Do I need to pull it up?
You can't pull up free agents. Who else was a free agent for Brooklyn? Because that's the only way it was going to work. It was a trade.
That was a sign and trade.
So it was no other options for Golden State but to say, hey, either we let Kevin Durant walk for nothing and then we just roll with the team.
Why not let him walk for nothing and sign another free agent?
Because if you get DeAngelo Russell, whether you want DeAngelo Russell or not, you can trade DeAngelo Russell for what you want. But you can't trade for what you want without a DeAngelo Russell.
So let me ask you this.
It's getting hot in here tonight.
If Russell goes out and he's not because it's a possibility he will not do what he did with Brooklyn. Who's going to trade for him if he's not what he did in Brooklyn?
The same teams that were going to sign him.
I think differently.
You had Orlando in the mix for DeAngelo Russell. It was so many teams in the mix for DeAngelo Russell, man.
It was, but it's some teams.
Orlando, who's it? Orlando, Minnesota, Chicago,
Phoenix.
You know, New York was in the mix.
These are all bad teams, and a lot of teams bowed out because they said, "For what he's asking for, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure that I was willing to pay that anyway."
That was the smarter move. You never let a free agent look at Charlotte. You look at Cleveland.
To me, I think Charlotte is in a better place than doing a sign and trade.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you look at Charlotte.
And Charlotte did do a sign and trade.
You look at Charlotte, you look at Cleveland, you look at a lot of these teams that have stars that just walked away.
But Golden State,
us when we had Dwight Howard.
Golden State is not those teams. They have Steph and Klay Thompson.
That's right.
And
They have
Draymond. So
they have a winning formula.
So you can't compare that to KD. Let's move on.
Yes, you do.
This guy is clearly heat struck.
You came to the lair tonight. You came to my dojo and you said that Steph Curry is open for a trade. Where are these sources? Because I searched for it.
He said it.
Steph ain't said that from a tweet to a bleep.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Jamal is entertained.
I'm entertained because he clearly has a heat stroke over there because he said you do not let Kevin Durant go for nothing. Like they don't have 3 other All-Stars on that basketball team.
Now, initially,
one of them's hurt.
When I seen,
don't matter, you still have 2.
When I seen the sign and trade, I initially was like, DeAngelo Russell. Now, all that money, you could have brought in some other free agents.
That's what I'm saying.
You
now, I'm not talking about.
How?
Yes, how?
You could have brought in 2 or 3 guys.
They don't have money. That's you got to understand the salary cap.
Oh, no,
I'm the salary cap.
I understand the cap. I know what you're saying.
So then how can they sign someone?
Okay.
Because they possessed Kevin Durant.
Listen.
They could pay the luxury tax for
They
Kevin
could pay
Durant.
the luxury tax.
But you can't pay luxury tax for somebody that's
but
out
you
on the
didn't
open
have
market.
to have DeAngelo Russell.
Right.
Then who were they going to get?
You could get any other player.
How?
You could have took what you was going to pay Kevin Durant, not the full 117 million.
Come on.
But you could have picked up. I'm just going to throw a name.
Throw a name out because it doesn't matter.
Because this was a name that they
throw
was
it out.
interested in.
Throw it out.
His brother.
Oh yeah,
They was interested.
and I ain't gonna lie.
And I would have took that deal over DeAngelo Russell.
Hey, I was ready
Coming from
for
Portland.
Steph Curry to come join his
Coming
brother.
from Portland.
So how are they going to pay him the money coming from Portland and move Kevin Durant to Portland? Because that's the only way this was going to work.
Let Kevin Durant sign with Portland, and you use your money to bring in Seth Curry and
Kevin
another
Durant
player.
was not signing with Portland.
You let him sign with Brooklyn, and then you just move on.
If he signs with Brooklyn, then you don't get anything for Kevin Durant.
No, you don't. But you sign a free agent.
You cannot sign a free agent if you're over the luxury tax.
But
you can keep your players. You can't bring in new players.
They have let players go. So let me challenge you. They let go Iguodala. He was a sign and trade.
And they were over the tax. Okay.
They were over the tax. They was letting go players left and right. Part of the reason is Cousins hasn't been signed because their plan was to sign Seth Curry. That's what the sources were saying. So to me,
with what money?
I don't know. Maybe Seth Curry was going to take a $2 million deal. Who knows?
I doubt it.
All I'm saying is, now those are the sources that I seen that they were interested in signing him. Man. So in order for them,
it was him.
It was keep going.
It was him. It was what Danny Green was one of them.
Danny Green
might take a friendly deal.
Danny Green was one of them. I think another one
because he's older.
So what killed the Seth Curry signing was Russell being traded. Russell being signed and trade. Yeah. So to me personally, then
if they don't make that, because I seen that, I was waiting on Steph Curry to join the Warriors.
I'm not knocking a Russell joining up with the Warriors. My only knock is the same reason when Phoenix was interested. If he doesn't work, that is gasoline on fire after moving on from Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is huge shoes to fill. And after the season that Russell had and Klay Thompson not being there, do we agree that Russell has to bring his A game to the court? Every night. So, Seth Curry, if you add Seth Curry with Steph and any other point guard on the team, your offense is going to move and it's going to gel. Well, and we know that.
I'm going to let you.
Seth Curry is a 40. He almost shoots. He might shoot 40% behind the 3-point line.
I'm going to let you continue with your banana boat theory. And we're going to move on to Kawhi. Because that's what's really going on.
Let's go.
What's the deal with Kawhi? Because I have a theory. And, I'm going to just kick it to the room. But is Kawhi not bad for these teams? Like, was this not a poor strategy for the 3 teams, which are the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Raptors, to solely go after Kawhi Leonard? I think that was, I feel as if it was poor free agency. Because someone's, out of these 3 teams, someone's going to win. 2 teams are going to lose.
I think Toronto really had no other choice. I mean, this guy brought you a championship. So the worst case scenario, you could say, well, if he don't,
go ahead.
If he don't bring us back, if he don't come back, oh well, I think he's going back there.
I do.
Clippers, I don't think the Clippers really. No one is interested in going to the Clippers. So you're rolling the dice and you're hoping, okay, I crap out. Worst case scenario, we got Kawhi.
So you think people are interested in playing with the Lakers?
Right. No, I didn't get around. I didn't get around to the Lakers. To me, I think the Lakers have mismanaged their franchise from the day that they traded for Anthony Davis. I thought that was a horrible trade.
They was mismanaged before.
Well, it went worse.
Before.
It went worse with Anthony Davis because, believe it or not, the Lakers was actually moving in the right direction. They actually had some young players, and they may have been an 8th seed if LeBron don't get hurt. They may have been an 8th seed. But now they have nothing in between.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing. And I don't know how they're going to fill a roster to compete on the NBA level. Because to me, Anthony Davis and LeBron James is not a playoff team in the Western Conference Finals. In the Western Conference. They are not a playoff team.
Not a playoff team?
They are not a playoff team in the Western Conference.
So again, with everything that you said, all three of these teams are sitting in a serious situation.
I don't think bad for Toronto.
I don't think bad for
the two
Toronto,
LA teams needed something.
But we just had this whole debate about, because that's part of being a good GM. We had this whole debate about you don't let Kevin Durant go for nothing.
I said let him go for free.
You don't let a star player go for free if you can avoid it. So they're here with Kawhi, and they're waiting. They're waiting. They're being just real patient, saying, gosh, we really hope.
But the Raptors, they just won a championship. They're not supposed to wait on their star.
Do you not want to win every year?
But they shouldn't even been in the finals last year.
They should not have. But
so we're not going to wait. Would you not? Let me ask you. Friday night Fowler, because you got a lot of prime time in you. Would you not wait on your star to make his decision?
Right there.
Would you move on from him?
Hell no.
Okay then.
So you'd wait.
Why wouldn't I? If I didn't, okay, first of all, I done gave this man everything. You know what I'm saying? Why not wait? You done gave him everything anyway. You might as well wait.
Okay, so if you wait, because I'm just asking the questions. That's all I'm doing.
There's nothing wrong with Toronto waiting.
If you're waiting and he says,
because the thing with Toronto, they can't.
He doesn't go back.
All their contracts.
He doesn't go back. So what? They was playing with.
They're gonna be there. All them contracts are guaranteed at least one more year. So it's not like they were making any moves anyway.
Oh no! I totally understand that because they don't have the money anyway.
Right.
They can bring back Kawhi, but they don't have money to really go out and get anything new.
Right.
But if you lose out on Kawhi, is it safe to say, pretty much for most of these teams other than the Lakers, you're probably risking not making the playoffs.
So what?
So if you're the Raptors, you're okay with waiting for
They'll
Kawhi
make the playoffs
versus not having anything at all, really.
Right.
They'll make the playoffs.
You think they'll make the playoffs?
They'll still make the playoffs.
How? With what?
I mean, you got Siakam. You got Van Vliet.
They're not a playoff team without Kawhi.
Mama, there goes that man again. I don't understand it. I don't see them making the playoffs.
I mean, when I say making the playoffs, I ain't talking about no high seed. I'm talking about at least 7, 8 seed.
Not talking about that.
I'm not talking about the 8 seed. They won't make the playoffs.
So check it out, because we were the 8 seed this year. Orlando Magic were the 8 seed. Take away Kawhi. Can they beat Orlando? Okay, thank you. Thank you.
No.
I heard crickets around the table. They can't beat, so they're risking not going to the playoffs.
That's fine.
The Clippers are probably not going to the playoffs unless they get Kawhi.
But Clippers didn't have really. They were just reaching.
Well, the problem with the Clippers is
they're not making the playoffs either.
Man, they really
Clippers is not a playoff.
I'm gonna give Doc Rivers his kudos this time because I don't really give Doc Rivers kudos. This man at the other end of the table, philosophical, he knows how I feel about Doc Rivers. I'm gonna give him his kudos. He really did an excellent coaching job this year to even get them into the picture. He did a good job.
Exceptional job.
You're talking about Lou Williams and Beverly. We're not talking about Beverly Hills. We're talking about Patrick Beverly. This is not a winning combo, man. This is the combo that when you turn on the basketball game, you say, okay, well, yeah, Kevin Durant.
But I don't think Kawhi makes them a playoff team either.
No, he'll make them a playoff team.
No way.
He'll make them a playoff team.
That's a bad roster.
He will make them a playoff team. He was making San Antonio a playoff team.
You don't like Danilo Gallinari? You don't like the youngster? What's his name?
Go ahead, say his name.
Shamrock.
Listen, man. They have a bad roster. That Gallinari has been he's been.
What?
Montrezl Harrell.
Well, let's talk about the Land of Lakes. Man, come on, Jamal.
Let's talk about the Land of Lakes.
Let's talk about the Land
I'm ready to tear their heads off, man.
Because they okay, now they are the anti-Knicks. We can't leave this show without talking about the Knicks.
Let's talk about the Knicks.
But they are the anti-Knicks because they did risk it all including Magic Johnson. It's been a disaster. And right now, let's not even talk about Kawhi. And let's talk about what's really on the table. Because a lot of people seem to think the Lakers have a championship team right now.
Yeah.
If they don't get Kawhi, is LeBron winning another ring?
No.
If they get Kawhi,
No.
is LeBron winning another ring?
No.
Will he possibly win another ring?
No.
Okay, come on, bring it with me then. Come on, what? Why?
Well, okay, first of all, what's the Father Time?
Father Time is going to
undefeated.
play.
First of all,
hey, it didn't defeat
And
Tom Brady.
Man, they ain't Tom. See,
I'm doing it.
You want me to tell you their roster right now?
Yeah, because they only have 4 players on the roster.
They only have 4 players, but they have the rights to other players as well.
They have the rights.
You know
but the only thing that's under contract right now is
them.
Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, and
Jared Dudley.
Jared Dudley. Those are the only players.
Man, things would be real interesting if JaVale McGee goes back to Golden State. But let's just go ahead. So,
okay, I'm gonna give you my formula why LeBron would never win another title.
With Kawhi,
Father Time, even with Kawhi.
Yeah, because I don't think it's guaranteed.
I'm gonna start off without Kawhi first.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Come on, bring it with him.
Okay, Father Time finna take over on LeBron. Father Time is already taking over on AD. He has not played a full season since he's been in the league. Now Kyle Kuzma young, you know what I'm saying? Jared Dudley, he played with the Suns, played with us.
Man, Jared Dudley is a locker room guy. That's why he was signed.
Jared Dudley is 35 himself now.
I'm talking about on the court production.
33.
Nah, he's an old 33.
He's a locker room guy though.
Yeah,
and Jared Dudley's money is way too high.
Jared Dudley is 1 season away from Big 3.
He's Big 3 now.
Okay.
No doubt.
So we're talking about a young hopeful with LeBron, an aging LeBron, and then Anthony Davis. That's like you say, he's a question mark with that health.
And now let's get to what happens with Kawhi. First of all, LeBron likes to dominate the ball. Kawhi likes to dominate the ball.
I think he'll take a backseat to Kawhi.
No.
I think he'll play a distributor.
Not LeBron. No.
Well, like you said, Father Time is coming.
Well, but he still is coming, but he still believes he's the force, he's the wheel that drives everything. That's LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He's come this far being LeBron. Why would he change now?
Yeah.
I'm a one up you, man, because I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, man, and I'm ready to make some people eyebrows go up. After this season is an epic failure, because it will be an epic failure. They're not getting Kawhi.
I don't think they're getting Kawhi. They can't offer what Kawhi was looking for.
And when Anthony Davis is missing games and LeBron's playing with the Mud Ducks, they're going to be 10th, 11th in the West. And next offseason, the Lakers will be filling trade requests for LeBron James.
His final year on the contract.
Yeah, it'll be done.
Yeah.
Next season.
Because, he only has 3 years on the contract right now. And
he will be out of LA next year.
I can see his bag.
He will be traded. Because I said the same thing about Dwight Howard, and he lasted 2 years.
Did he last 2 years in LA?
I think he did.
I thought it was 1.
It was 1 bad year, and then halfway through the second season, it was like, we got to get him gone. And nobody would take him, and then that offseason, they took him.
Dwight Howard was the turd of King Louis. It was big and stinky. It just didn't float. It's supposed to, but it didn't float out there.
And the crazy thing about all this, man, you can't tell these LeBronites nothing.
Oh, no. You
can't tell these LeBronites nothing, man.
LeBronites. That's a new one.
LeBronites.
I mean, it's almost like, man, they look at this dude, like this dude is perfect, man. Like this dude ain't never done nothing wrong, man.
Yeah, man. And
I'm sitting here like, are y'all serious, man?
I love LeBron too.
Like, don't get me wrong.
But Father Time. I remember when Father Time got Kobe. And it was like,
and the thing
Kobe?
about it,
I remember when Father Time got Shaq.
Oh God.
I remember when Father Time got Magic.
Yeah, Father Time comes for everybody. I remember when Father Time got Michael Jordan.
Oh yeah.
And I remember when Father Time got me.
Man, every day I wake up and roll over.
I'm going through it now, buddy.
When I roll over in the bed, I can guarantee Father Time in the room somewhere.
I look in the mirror and I say, Where is that 19-year-old boy, man?
Yes. Man, sometimes I get out the bed and I'll be like, oh, I don't see Father Time today. And as soon as I come around the kitchen, he'd be like,
Gotcha.
He'd be like, I decided to make the oatmeal for you this morning. I'll be like, God damn. Where Father Time? Don't you take any days off?
It's just this dude is 3-6 in the finals.
3-6.
When he had the Heat,
come on, man.
When he was with the Miami Heat, he underachieved with the Heat.
Oh man, come on.
Let's talk about it.
Oh man,
let's talk about it.
Okay, with that team he had with Miami and them reserves coming off the bench, there's no way they should have been just 2-2 in the finals, bro.
Yeah, you don't blame Dwayne Wade either.
Dwayne Wade.
You don't blame D Wade.
Look here.
No.
Can I have a moment to just take a moment for looking across the table to say, have you bumped your ever-loving mind blaming Dwayne Wade?
Oh man, you can't blame Dwayne Wade.
He's on the team.
He is a perfect player.
Man, you got a smudge on your towel, man. This ooze coming out.
It's part of the team, man. But you got Chris Bosh out there, man. You got LeBron out there. You had all of these dudes that's over on the bench. Rashard Lewis.
But I'm glad
Ray Allen.
Man, I'm glad you mentioned.
I can't. You know what? He had a bad season, but one of them years, man.
Come on,
Dirk turned into the German Jesus, man.
Well, see, I'm glad.
I'm just saying.
I'm glad he said something about Miami Heat because the Miami Heat did what the Lakers are trying to do. It was an empty roster, and it was hard to find talent to be able to put on the team because you're already pushed to the end of the
Everybody
dollar.
wants to play with Pat Riley.
Everybody wants to play with Pat Riley. Who wants to go out and play in L.A.? Because Kawhi, I don't think he's going to play with the Lakers because he wants a team where he can be Kawhi. Okay, Kawhi doesn't want to be bothered.
Right.
He wants a team,
which is why he should stay in Toronto.
He wants a team that supports him. Because, he didn't like the fact that San Antonio kind of flipped that thing on him. They flipped that narrative, and they were like, well, yeah, this guy, we're not pointing fingers, but we're pointing thumbs. This guy doesn't want to play.
In Toronto, the whole country.
And the whole country was behind Kawhi. And then he wants a team with a good training staff, which he was thoroughly impressed with the training staff in Toronto. So even if he doesn't go back long term with Toronto, 1 year, 2 year deal to see, hey, I'll give it another test drive.
Why not?
See if we can do it again.
Why not?
Why not go back to Toronto and just leave those Hollywood shuffle people shuffling their deck of cards of players? Because they don't know what they have in the Clippers locker room or the Lakers locker room. It's a disaster out there.
Right. We'll see, man.
Stay away, man. He likes trainers and all of that stuff, but the only doc out there is Doc Rivers, and he's not healing anything. I'm telling you, man. Stay away from it, Kawhi. Stay away.
We'll see, man. It's going to be interesting.
But, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about, well, I'm going to get these guys to announce who they thought did it best in free agency and who did it the worst. And then we're going to have a little fun, too. Or flip it, flop it. But stay tuned, baby.
This segment is brought to you by Off the Beaten Path Coffee and Beverage Cafe. Are you in need of a great coffee experience? Well, come and enjoy a fresh cup of Alabama-based, Revelator roast, coffee served with a smile, served Southern style. Experience an upbeat environment, positive energy, and a taste of love in every cup of coffee served. Stop by on Drip Drop Tuesdays where you can get a 12-ounce coffee for just $1. The shop is located on 102 West 3rd Street, downtown Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Off the Beaten Path Coffee and Beverage Cafe. Quality and service with a smile, and remember to mention the role players to get 10% off your first purchase.
All right, that was another coffee break by the role players, brought to you by Off the Beaten Path Coffee and Beverage Shop. Don't forget, you can't forget that discount, man. Don't forget it. Who won in free agency, man? Who did it the best? Who did it the best, man? We got Kemba out there. We got Kevin Durant. And Kyrie in Brooklyn. I can't talk tonight, but
I'm gonna say
who did it the best? Who did it?
It's kind of hard. I'm gonna say The Nets, the Nets did a good job, even though KD's not going to play next year or the majority of the season.
The Nets or the Knicks?
The Nets.
Okay. Sound like you said the Nets.
Oh, no.
I was like, man, you finna get Naw Buddy.
I was getting ready to cue up the horror music.
Not the Nets. I like what the Celtics doing too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I go with the Nets and the Celtics.
I like that.
I go with the Nets and the Celtics right now.
Come on, Mr.
It's
Astrology J.
It's only one team that has knocked the ballpark right out of the stadium, or however you want to put it.
Come on. I already know who. We were talking about this earlier.
I like what the Sixers did, man. Even though they lost some players, you know what I'm saying.
I think what the Sixers did.
You surprised me there.
They brought back Tobias Harris. They brought in Richardson from Miami. They got rid of Jimmy Butler, so they got a better Jimmy Butler that's more team oriented. They overpaid. They did overpay for the 6'10" point guard. But I like what they did in the East. It's balanced. But my overall team is the Portland Trail Blazers. I mean, they got Whitesides to go with what they already had. And they gave up Aminu.
Yeah.
And got Whitesides.
Don't forget Leonard.
Who signed Al Horford?
Philly.
Okay.
They gave him money. They gave him what,
That's
$190
right.
million?
That's right.
But Philly did great things because you know what? They overpaid for Horford. They overpaid. I'm going to keep calling him the 6'10" point guard. Ben Simmons.
He hasn't earned a name.
They overpaid for Mr. Simmons. They did bring back Harris. That's good quality. But my thing is, I mean, they did good for the East because they got to have somebody if Embiid doesn't play, man. Al Horford is not bad. But maybe not for $190 million, but they still got players to put on the floor.
I know. I'm gonna give props to Boston because that's major. They're getting the Kyrie that they thought they were getting, and Kemba Walker. I think Kemba is gonna lead them somewhere. I don't know where.
Boston, every offseason, somebody always say that. Boston, that's the team to beat. That's the team to beat. They keep coming up with the same stuff.
You said it before too. Don't look at me with those wide eyes, brother. Don't do it.
I've never thought Boston was good, even though when they got Paul Pierce. Even when they had Paul Pierce and KG.
I'm going to revoke your title. I'm going to pull your plug because Mr. I-95 is here tonight. I'm on the switches tonight. If I pull your plug,
Boston,
you're done.
Last year I said Toronto was going to the finals this time.
Did you say that? You sure don't make me
I did. You laughed. And you said, no, I wouldn't go that far. I said, well, who's going to beat them? They've been going to the Eastern Conference. I didn't say they were winning the championship.
Because, underdog Smelly Melly was an advocate for the Toronto way back in the olden days. I don't know what his love for Canada.
I think he was leaning towards Philly or Boston. I think I was the only, you guys laughed at me.
It's time to review the tape.
Me personally, I thought Philly was coming out this past year.
I thought Boston would be in the mix.
I thought Toronto. I didn't think they would win. I thought they was getting swept by Golden State.
But even though Boston made big moves and everything, I'm gonna give big ups to. I'm gonna give my big up to the Golden State Warriors. You could say that the D'Lo Russell was a bad move, but you can't lose Kevin Durant, a player of his caliber, just walking out the door. Given the fact that, like Jamal said, more than likely Draymond is next. So if you want to keep that big three going, you gotta have some type of leverage. They don't have any leverage. They brought in Colin Stein.
So I'm just curious. I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Yeah, come on. You can't cut me off. I can cut you off.
What are they gonna do? What's gonna happen when Klay Thompson come back?
They're gonna play basketball.
How? It's only one ball and three guards.
And more than likely, we may not even
the same way they did before.
Thank you, Jamal.
3 guards.
I mean, okay.
They played with
hold on.
3 guards.
3 forwards.
Basically, Draymond is a guard.
4 guards.
That's how they've been playing. When they go to the
that's how they've been winning rings.
When they go to the Hamptons 5 lineup, what was that? There wasn't number 5 guards.
Who?
Golden State.
And they moved it
when they went to the Hamptons 5.
They're not done yet.
Now I didn't say it was a bad pickup because Klay Thompson's not playing until 10 months.
You've made me tired.
If he's playing 10 months, but what's going to happen when he comes back? That's one hell of a log jam at point guard.
And then you trade DeAngelo Russell.
No one wants that trash, man. Move on. Move on, man.
Then not only they Cauley Stein, they got Cauley Stein.
Come on with it.
They got they re-signed Looney.
Looney Tune.
They were talking to PJ Tucker.
PJ.
And you still got Cousins.
You still got Boogie.
Cousins ain't on the books, man. He free agent.
Man, nobody wants Boogie.
No, he might as well come back to go. Nobody want him, man.
Boogie, you know what? This is a good
I hate
way.
to say it. Nobody want him, man.
This is a good way
Don't nobody want him. I agree.
to open up Naw Buddy. Naw Buddy
man.
is doing, saying, seeing something
This guy.
that you saw that was bizarre or just bogus, or it made you say, come on, man. Or, hey, guy, come on. Yeah, what are you doing out there? Naw Buddy is this moment of the show where we like to have a little fun and pick on some guys, because that's what we're doing. Some of these guys are goofballs. So this is Naw Buddy, no. So you was talking about Boogie. Boogie fired his agent because he feels that he's being misrepresented, and that that's why he hasn't been signed.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's not why, Boogie. Boogie, you tore your Achilles and you look like you were playing basketball. Not basketball, basketball. You just didn't look the same last year, man. Well, at the end of the season, you just didn't. You're not going to get this big deal that you think you're getting. Go home.
I think if he had not tore his quad,
Yeah.
he would have looked a whole lot better.
I think he would have looked possibly better, but he
you know,
did tear it.
But you know what?
He's not getting that deal.
He got two Naw Buddies. Because
He's not getting
when he tore that quad, he was doing a little bit too damn much.
Yeah, trying to run that.
Yeah, he was trying to.
Oh, you know what?
Too hard.
Let me do a Naw. Oh, I got a Naw Buddy.
Yeah, come on with it now.
I got a Naw Buddy on Klay Thompson there.
Come on now.
Who what
Man,
is
you
it?
got to
Klay
be careful.
Thompson.
You got to be careful when you talk about Klay.
Why? Okay, no. Let's break this down, man.
Oh, man.
In the finals, you got hurt 2 times on plays you didn't have to make. The first play in game 2, when you out there trying to draw a foul, the dude nowhere near you, and you trying to extend your leg, trying to draw a foul,
Yeah.
you get hurt right there. And then in the game 6, you out there trying to dunk. You don't dunk. Just lay the ball up, man. And get fouled, man. We out there trying to prove a point. No, man, just lay the ball up. You're more valuable than that. That's my Naw Buddy, Klay Thompson.
Man,
Because if Klay Thompson don't get hurt, Golden State wins another title.
Oh.
Now, you told me you would bring in the Thunder
I did bring the Thunder.
with the Naw Buddy.
I did.
So I'm going to come with a Naw Buddy, man. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
You just got Naw Buddy.
Oh,
So, okay. So, let me,
Right here on the set.
so I got a Naw Buddy, man. My Naw Buddy goes to Mr. CP3.
Chris Paul. There's number
Chris
CP3.
Paul, man. Shut the hell up. This Joker, man, let me tell you, he done came out because, well, you know, he seen KD left, and he say, you know what? I think I better chill before I end up on the Sacramento Kings. I don't have a problem with James Harden. That never happened. We don't have a beef. We don't know what nobody's talking about. Bro, we done seen you all over the TV, man. The rumors done came. Everything that has came out, man.
It's all on
You blocking shoot-arounds. I mean, we got footage of James Harden smacking your hand away and everything, bro. You have been over aggressive to your own teammates everywhere you have gone. And now the rumors is coming out that, bro, you might end up in Charlotte. You might end up in Sacramento. You might end up in the Knicks. And now you're trying to say, hey, no, that's not me. I'm not that guy. Bro, no, buddy, that's you all the way.
You know what Chris Paul needs? He needs a little bit of State Farm insurance.
Yeah.
He needs a backup play.
A backup play. Now you don't want to be traded.
I am going to give an official Naw Buddy. Look, let me just get this out. If you're a Knicks fan, the Knicks aren't getting a Naw Buddy. The Knicks fans are getting a Naw Buddy. I'm talking to Spike Lee. That's right. RJ Barrett is your star. I ain't going to even waste any more time on it. Naw Buddy.
Wow.
Now, let's talk about Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes, free agent. He said he was coming back home to Sacramento, the team that they didn't draft him.
Golden State draft.
Golden State drafted him, and then he ended up in Sacramento after Golden State. And now he's re-signing with Golden State after spending some time
Sacramento.
in. Yeah, he's re-signing with Sacramento. Good catch.
You about to get a Naw Buddy because he went to Dallas after.
I didn't get to finish. He went back to Sacramento after spending some time in Dallas. This guy.
No.
Yes.
He was in Dallas before Sacramento.
No, he went back to Sacramento.
He was in He got traded from Dallas, Sacramento. You just got Naw Buddy, man.
It doesn't matter. Harrison
Go
Barnes,
ahead to your Naw Buddy. You got Naw Buddy.
Harrison Barnes posted his picture of him going to Sacramento. And in the picture where he's taking a big time shot, he's missing the shot. He's missing the shot in his picture. Is this what he's saying he's bringing to Sacramento? Harrison Barnes, man, your best play was being a role player, not for us, obviously, because we got enough stars on our roster. Your best play was being Golden State's bench warmer, man. You were that guy off the bench. You were the guy that said, "Hey, I'll do it."
He started.
He started. But come on, man.
The thing, and what got him out of that's ultimately what brought KD there, because in that 2016 finals against Cleveland, he had shot after shot after shot. This man wide, the Mammy Jam open, and could knock nothing.
Well, that must be where that picture
down.
was from. Because you don't send out a picture saying I'm bringing missed shots. That's the equivalent of like if we take a promo picture for the role players, and we're sitting here talking on the mics, and then we don't even have mic cables into the mics. Come on, man.
There's a Naw Buddy for you, right?
What are you doing?
Read that. You see that, man?
Yeah.
Read that. What this is.
What?
Ain't that that's Jalen Ramsey?
What's
right?
the problem with Jalen Ramsey?
Oh Lord.
What's the problem?
Oh Lord.
I can't read from way.
Nick
What
Foles
is it?
will lead Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, I saw
to
that
the
on
Super
TV
Bowl.
today. Who is Mike? Because Mike said that.
I don't know who Mike is.
I don't know who Mike is either, but Mike, you have been upgraded to hey guy, because you have finally cracked the code. You are talking in your right mind, Mike. We know that you are seeing in the future, and we know that the Jacksonville Jaguars will be led by Nick Foles to go to the Super Bowl. I didn't get that team wrong. I am on my A game, and so are we.
You just gotta know.
This has been the Role Players Podcast, where we bring the sports of the week right into your ears
2 words.
and straight from our mouths, man. We're giving you nothing but the best. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and home of the Role Players Spreaker, and several other
2 words.
podcast streaming platforms. What's your 2 words, man?
Raider Nation.
You can also find us in Friday Night Fowler. You can find him definitely after that. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Come on, tweet us. Hit us up on IG. Get in those comments, man. We like to hear the debates on social media that we have right here in this room. We hope that you enjoyed it, and as always, we appreciate every ear and every heart that joins us on these podcasts. It's been an excellent time. I've had a great time. It's been nothing but fun. Stay tuned, because we're still doing the NFL divisional breakdowns. We have nothing but the great previews coming for you in the next few weeks leading up to the NFL season. This has been episode 85, I believe, and it's been nothing but a good time. Roll out, role players.